Welcome back to The Jump. Let's take a closer look at that Celtics-Raptors series with Game 5 coming up later today. After a red-hot start to the postseason, Boston has cooled off quite a bit. The Celtics shot just 20% from deep on Saturday, and the Raptors have tied this one up at 2-2. So, Paul, what's changed for Boston?
I really don't think it's something that's changed about Boston. I think this is all about Toronto. I think that shot kind of demoralized them for Game 4, man. I mean, you go for potentially 0.5 seconds of being up 3-0 and basically putting this series away to now it's 2-2. They got to mentally get back into it.
Yep.
Like, seriously, and now the Raptors got confidence. They like, look, we the defending champs. We about to get off the floor and get up swinging because we not going out like that. And if the Celtics don't get their psyche back, the defending champs going to show why they're the defending champs, and they going to take advantage of that because they got confidence now. And they feel like they can win this series, and they feel like they can get to the finals. So I'm telling you, that shot did something to the Celtics' psyche. Let's see if they can bounce back today.
I mean, I don't really have nothing to say. He said it exactly what I was going to say. Like I said, I think there's a lingering hangover from Game 3. They gave him a little bit of hope in Game 4. Shots don't fall, stuff doesn't happen for them, and now it's a 2-2 game. So I think they just have to get back to what got them there for Boston. Boston has been my sleeper pick the whole time. I still think they can beat them, although it's a game of momentum, and the Raptors obviously have momentum right now. But I need to see Tatum, Brown, and Kemba be in that 60-plus point range. Marcus Smart be that wild card. But them just getting back to scrambling on defense, maybe not settling for so many shots, attacking the basket and making plays for each other.
You mentioned Tatum and Brown in the two losses. They've each been up and down, right, in those games. What are you seeing differently? Is it just them not hitting shots, or is Toronto doing something different?
I mean, Toronto was tough. You can never take, never take away credit from them. It's just a part of being young. You know what I mean? You got to stay consistent. That's what separates good players from great players to superstars. You know, I think Tatum has a chance to be a superstar. Brown is right there, but it's just that consistency that they need night in, night out, especially in the playoffs.
Well, you got to understand, Toronto's been a top-tier defensive team, too, all year long. And guess what? Siakam is back because he disappeared in them first 2-3 games.
He did.
I think he's got confidence. He was a guy that was huge for them in that championship run. Kyle Lowry must have got in his face and was like, look, big fella, we need you to step up. Yeah. You know, you're our anchor. He was an all-star this year. And I think he's found his rhythm. He's a defensive anchor. But I give credit to Kyle Lowry. You know, he's not putting up huge numbers. What I see him doing, he's setting the tone for them every night.
Yeah,
both
every night, and they gaining confidence from that.
And I think that, to piggyback on what Paul said, Siakam last year was the second option. You know what I mean? So when you're that first option and that person that every night that they're going to take away your best 2 or 3 things, it takes a while. Especially, he may have seen it a little bit in the regular season, but in the playoffs, when you have a series to adjust every night, he had to wake up and realize, like, it's more than just being, Kawhi burdened all the pressure last year. Now, Siakam burdens all the pressure, but I think, like Paul said also, Kyle Lowry has done a great job of staying on top of guys, holding them accountable, and then just causing a havoc on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. And schematically, it feels like those first couple of games, there was a lot of Siakam isolation, right? Whereas now it feels like he's getting the ball in different spots and places he's more comfortable for sure. All right, so this is now a best-of-3 series. The Celtics are a slight favorite to win tonight. But, Matt, who do you trust more in this series from this point on, Boston or Toronto? You said they were your sleeper picks.
I mean, I don't want to stray away from my team, the team I picked, which was the Celtics. But honestly, battle-tested, proven championship pedigree. It's hard to go against the Raptors.
Yeah,
hard to go against the Raptors.
Paul Pierce.
The Celtics have had a couple deep playoff runs. The Raptors are the champs.
Right.
I think the Celtics are ready to get over this hump, and they knew coming in this wasn't going to be easy. It's not easy to win in the NBA playoffs. They got to accept hard, and I think they finally accepted hard. They got punched back in the face.
What did they do?
They're gonna have that mentality today. All right, it's going to be hard. We're going to be ready for that tonight, and they're going to get over the hump.
Must win tonight?
They must win tonight.
Yeah, Game 5 is huge. Normally the winner of Game 5.
This is the swing game.
We'll go on.
Whoever wins this is going to win the series.
Uh-oh. Here we go. That's it. It's on there. Are we going to make a bet? Or is this the wrong show for that? But we can do that here, too, if you want.
I can't bet against the Celtics.
All right. Both coaches have been riding their stars pretty hard in this series. The Raptors' 3 stars are all over 40 minutes a game if you look at the way this thing has shaken out here in this particular series. Is that a concern for any of you guys?
No.
Well, these teams lack depth.
Right.
And so they rely heavily
Well, Boston for sure.
Well, definitely Boston.
Yeah.
Especially without having Gordon out there. They lack the depth. So they rely heavily on their starters. And you can see them getting tired late in games. And so this is going to be a game of wills from the starters.
Now's the time. I mean, they had some time off. Obviously, it's been a lot since they've been back in the bubble. And the way I look at it, too, is they're all young. You got to think when Paul and I first played, it was play as many minutes as you can and play every single game all season. So obviously the times have changed, but these are young kids. You got to go. Now it's time to go.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Okay. We'll see tonight.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.